Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. How you guys doing? My name is Julio, and with my co-host Robert Barbosa. And today's man, it's gonna be a great show tonight. So I'm ready.
Oh yeah, I am too. And to be honest with you, this topic was very hard.
Yeah, I know.
Um, a, a lot of it because as a believer in Jesus Christ, who is the Hebrew name Yeshua, right? Um, it's just very. It's actually very reassuring now because I am actually more sure of my faith more than ever. And it's just when you find out something though, like it's like oh Julio, you know what it is? It's kind of like you unmask the bad guy who was like an ally,
Mm,
and then you find out like like the Scooby Doo
that's
episode,
what we do.
it's
Yeah,
like
I
one of
know.
those moments, it's just
Yeah,
alarming, but you know.
yeah. I mean, in the past years, in a few years, I opened my eyes myself to this new because I didn't know. I knew I had an idea, but you opened my eyes of like between the Old Testament and the New Testament and all this stuff. Like are they the chosen one? Are they not? What happened between the Old and New Testament? I learned that from you, and that kind of opened my eyes to like what is going on, what is behind the scene with Israel. You know what I mean? Why they calling themselves the chosen one when the New Testament talks about a new covenant that not cover or protect you know the people of Israel. It is very hard topic to talk about because we get a lot of pushback on this. So we're
And
gonna we're gonna approach this with with respect and kind of like more factual than critics. So bear
And
with us.
Julio, here's the thing. So a lot of people get this twisted, and a lot of the ones that get it twisted are are our brothers in Christ. When we hear and we say New Covenant, they think, well, the Old Testament, God doesn't make a mistake. No, Jesus never came here to say disregard that and this. No, Jesus said, I'm adding to the covenant, and this is the covenant now where Gentiles like us, who are not born from direct descendants of Abraham, can actually achieve uh, salvation. That's why he's our Savior and our Redeemer, because he kept us clean. And he's still keeping the promise that these Hebrew descendants uh, are still chosen, the chosen people of God. We're not saying this at all. But what we are saying is that now it's not by birthright, because we are learning, and as we get into this, we realize that we are now a descendant by faith. And the Apostle Paul spoke it in when he was talking in Galatians. Uh, was it Galatians? Yes, it was Galatians, I believe. Um, the Apostle Paul was talking to them, and so again, what I'm trying to say is this: the chosen people of God are he who goes through Jesus first to get to the Father. That's the covenant, the new, latest, updated covenant, however you want to look at it. That is the covenant. So these Hebrew descendants, I'm going to say that, and I'm not going to say Jews because that's a religion, right? But these Hebrew descendants are still, they still have a seat in the table. They just got to accept Yeshua, accept Jesus, the Messiah, the Jesus is king. Accepting Jesus, you have a seat in the table, just like we have a seat in the table. Because of Jesus, we're saved and redeemed, and now we are chosen and part of the new Jerusalem. So it's very, you know, it's even crazy because some Christian believe, that I know are very like, oh, I don't want to touch that subject. They're just chosen people. It even says in the Old Testament, "He who blesses." And I'm just like, look, dude, um, I'm not saying that I'm not wanting me saying this is not me wanting anything bad happen to that people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have the right and everything. But what I am saying is there is some warnings that our Lord and Savior told us in Revelations. And a lot of these men were telling their own people, which I'm talking about the Hebrew people, the own people of warnings. And this is what we're going to get into, diving into, because as of right now, I looked at it this way, Julio. The Star of David. I just opened a can of worms because I was like,
Mm.
we know where we got the American bald eagle. We know why we got the bald eagle. So it's a symbol. It's something that we or the same thing with the stars of our flag. We know what the stars mean. It means the states. The 13 colonies are the stripes, right? So we know what all this means. So when it comes, because we put meaning into something, a symbol that we design, like for example, this punishment, the Punisher with the Trump thing. So anarchy, it's not anarchy, but it's vigilante, right? That's what that whole punishment thing is. Like, I'm really not for that, but I just think it looks cool. But anyway, back to the whole flag of Israel. They put some thought into it, right? They decided to pick that specific star, and it kind of wonders. Well, they call it the Star of David, and I just curious. You're curious. You started asking, especially with all this stuff that's going on with Israel. Well, where did the star come from?
Mm-hmm.
Started digging into it, and so I told myself this, Julio, and I know I'm rambling on, but I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna look at it three ways. One, first, I'm gonna look it up as a believer in Jesus, and I'm gonna look it up in that perspective. Then I told myself I'm gonna look at it through the lens of like, what if I'm Jewish? Let me look through that. Why did I get the star? Then I said, let me look at it as a historian or whatever, right? As a secular thought process. And I will tell you, all three of them came with the same response. And we found clips that that you showed me that I wasn't even, these videos, I haven't seen them yet, guys. So I'm just letting you know. But I've seen some clips just because we were, prepping. And it's the same thing I came up with, bro. That's what's crazy. It's nothing new. It's new to me, and it might be new
Mhm.
to you. But apparently, this is something that some of these people already know, and we thought they were anti-Semitic. And I'm claiming myself first because I was telling Julio that I was one of those that you couldn't talk bad about Israel, and I'm again, I'm not talking bad about the people. We're talking about who started that flag, who's the deep state establishment of Israel. But what are your
Yeah.
thoughts of what I'm saying, Julio? I mean, you think I'm out of line? Maybe do I need to
No,
get
I
stoned?
mean, no, you're not far off. You were dead on because I was thinking the same way when they started doing the anti-Semitic rhetoric, or like if you cannot speak bad about Israel, but yet you are able to even burn the flag of the United States and you have no repercussions. And I was like, that seems odd. Like, why we are you know going you know why we are taking our shirt off our back to put it on somebody, on some other country, but not yet. We're not defending our country, and that's when I was like, that doesn't sound right. Like, why we have to protect ourselves first, and then everybody else comes second, right? And when they start saying, no, we had to play our allegiance to Israel first, or this is our great ally and the greatest ally we ever had. But yet, when I start doing some research, we spent 20, I talked to you about this offline. We spent 20 plus years fighting the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, but yet Israel never put boots on the ground. Never, never, not even one body. But yet they call themselves our greatest ally. Another fact that people may not be accustomed to hear. But every time Israel has an issue with anybody besides United States, the first thing they do is they grab a plane, fly to the White House, talk to Congress, and demand money and action every time. Why they have to do that? Why they have
Yeah.
to come over here and demand Iron Dome, missiles, bodies, money, legislation? Like, they have their own country. They have a great CIA slash Mossad infrastructure. They can defend themselves. But why they have to come to us? Why they have to use us all the time to fight their wars, to get between their beef with somebody else? And that's what gave me kind of like going through the rabbit hole of finding out why Israel is so embedded in our politics, our way of life, and also in the way that we make policies here in the States. Like, why are we doing legislation for them? Like, why? That's my main question. Why?
Yeah, and that is a very solid question because, like, yes, I get it. Israel has the right to exist, and they have the right to defend themselves as so. But and here's the thing. I get it. They're saying Hamas is in Iran, and they're a bigger country, and they might have more more ammunition, and I'm not sure if that's true or not, but they might claim that, and I don't know if they did claim that, but I'm just giving it that way.
Mm.
Then yeah, we would intervene and basically make sure, hey, don't get in, don't get involved, or else we will, which we did that. So now that Trump did that, why are we still needing to fund what? Who's there? You know what I mean? Like, we got rid of the threat. The Abraham Accord seems like it's gonna reamp again, and everybody's down for it. Kumbaya. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yep.
Right? Why are we spending this much money? And I'm like that for because I'm a nationalist. It's not bad what I'm saying. I don't want money in Ukraine either. You know what I mean? It's just so I don't know, bro. I'm just saying that this is getting out of hand, and uh, it's just crazy.
It is
I
crazy. I mean, when they start doing legislation about you cannot talk bad about Israel, I'm like, man, we are like in Australia or Canada or one of these almost communist countries that if you talk about bad about the government, you get fined or put in jail. Like,
Mhm.
that's what they're doing in here in America. Oh, if you talk bad about Israel, you might end up in jail. That's what's basically the legislation they are trying to pass.
and see that is horrible. That is the worst thing you could do because number one, we could talk. We're Americans. We have the right to talk about anybody in our country. We should have the right to say anything you want to say,
Yeah.
without being fear of shadow ban. And I know 2020, 2021 under Biden has been the most uh, shadow banned era and censorship, and that is so un-American because I have the right to say whatever I want to say. If I want to say Donald Trump is an idiot, guess what? I have the right to say that. If I want to say he's a genius, which I truly believe Donald Trump is a genius, and I have the right to say that. If I want to wear a "Make America Great Again" hat when I go out to go out to the grocery store and get my food, I should not be worried about somebody coming and attacking me because guess what? This is America, and of course I wear that hat proudly, And again, uh, that's America. So now you're telling me I can't say anything bad of another country? Come on, really?
I know.
Please.
I know.
I'm gonna say anything about whatever about Israel. Like Tucker Carlson, remember? I don't know if you've seen that interview when he had Pierce Morgan. He said, "Can Pierce Morgan say, well, what do you think of the word faggot?" Right? And guess what? Tucker Carlson said, "What about it?" He goes, "Yeah, You use word. It goes, I don't like to use a word, but because I'm here in England and you are a citizen of England, you can't say that, but I can. Faggot, 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 faggot. You know, he kept
Mhm.
saying it. You know, he goes, I'm only saying it because American. We have that right to do that. But if we allow this legislation to pass because of a fear of anti-Semitic, you know, dude, I'm Mex or my family's descendants from Mexico. If you call me a wetback, you ain't offending me, bro. You know, you have the right to say whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's your American right. It might not be right. I may not agree with it. I might
Yeah,
think you're a bigot or whatever. But guess what? You have the right to do it. Why? Because this is America, man. But you know, free speech. And I get it because they're gonna say, "Oh, you're a free speech absolutist." So that means you can't. No, I mean, I'm not saying let's use common sense. We don't want to have somebody yelling fire in a mall or something and then not
hmm,
get in trouble. So I get that, but we should be able to express our opinions. And pretty sure what we're saying right now, if that legislation passed, if we say something that they don't like, they think it's anti-Semitic. And I hate to bring Candace Owens, but she interviewed this one rabbi, and this rabbi said that she asked him, and I don't know if you've seen it, Julio, but Candace asked him, and this is when she was still in the Daily Wire. This is probably why they got really pissed off at her. But she asked, "What are the words that you guys claim that's anti-Semitic?" And then he's like, well, I can't say that there's like 10 or 20 or 100. They evolve. Words evolve. So she's like, so if I say Christ is king, because that's what they were attacking her. That's why I don't know if you've seen, but that's why everybody was saying Christ is king in X because that day she had said Christ is king towards Ben Shapiro, and they said that was anti-Semitic because they don't believe in Jesus being the Messiah, the King of the Hebrews.
hmm.
So guess what? That was anti-Semitic, and it's like, wait, how was that anti-Semitic? I'm saying Christ is King right now. That's not anti-Semitic. Now they might have a guilt trip because they're the ones that crucified my Lord, you know. But hey, guess what? That's the truth. That's facts. That's history, you know.
That's crazy.
Mm, mm, mm,
Let
mm.
me show you this video of Charlie Kirk way back. Probably not too far back. No, not too far ago. But let me show you this video real quick about Charlie Kirk. Let's see if we can.
If Bibi Netanyahu does something I don't like, and if I criticize it, am I like am I a bad Christian?
Absolutely not.
What I find strange is that we're able to criticize the American government sometimes in the Christian world with more freedom than the Israeli government.
Right.
To be pro-Israel means you believe in the nation of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily the government of Israel.
Sure.
And I think those two different things. For example, when Joe Biden was president, you and I we loved America, but we detested our government.
Yeah.
And those two things beautifully coexisted.
Yeah. You never once said, "Hey, I'm out on
America.
on America."
Well,
Exactly.
what they don't want is they don't want to be called bad Christians if they challenge a foreign government, which is
Yo, that man.
Yeah.
We lost a good man there, but yeah, dude, that is facts. That is absolutely true. Like, dude, we can't even criticize. Like, we can criticize our government, but we can't criticize, the government of another country. Come on, bro.
I know.
Like y- y- we're Americans. Stop with that foolishness.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's crazy. It's crazy what like how politics evolve and
Sorry, that was my bad. But yeah,
I,
so dude, yeah, that is so crazy.
that
You
is
know,
insane. That is insane. It's
but
insane. There you go.
dude, if 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 we can't even talk about another country's government
Mhm.
and we get shadow banned and we get canceled and we get afraid to be unalive because we say something that let's just say we get a platform like as big as Candace, and then you get all these like or like Charlie Kirk. You know, I mean, come on, man. Like, where we at? Let's be for real right now. You know?
I know. All right. Hey, jump in real quick. Our next guest, Mr. Holistic. He is big on Instagram. He always bringing those nice videos on Instagram, and he got me thinking quite a while. Like, man, we live in wild times. So let's welcome Mr. Holistics. We got him. Let me bring him over here.
Yo, what's
So
going on, fellas?
Yo, what's up?
hey, brother. Finally, I got you here.
You finally got
Next,
me, bro. You finally got me.
hey, next time you have to come over to Houston and do this interview face to face, so we can dive into different uh conspiracies, because I'm a big conspiracy buff. So
I love it.
Robert, so
I
we love
love it.
conspiracy around here.
What up, Rob? How you doing,
What
man?
up? What up, man? Nice to see you. Hey, man, I was looking at all your videos, man. I am so interested in all that natural health stuff, man, because it's just crazy, man. I don't trust these
Man,
doctors,
we're living in
you
a
know?
crazy world, man. We're living in a crazy
Mhm.
world where everything that we used to, it's like everybody are waking up of understanding that we learned the wrong thing well.
Yep.
And when you learn the wrong thing well, you do it for long periods of time, which creates generational curses, generational bad habits. And now, as we're like the adults, the responsible adults in society now, we're witnessing like mistakes that adults made when we were children and just didn't think nothing of it.
Mm.
The
Man,
crackhead uncle, the crackhead auntie, the hustling cousins, the dope dealer neighbor, like all of these people were cool as hell to us back in the day.
yep.
And now we see the results of their decisions in society, because now you got kids left without those figures.
Yeah.
And now this is what we're living in. And now you got doctors doing, where back in the day you had serious doctors who really cared, I would openly say. And I wouldn't say all doctors are bad, but if I saw 5 lions coming down the street, I'm not going to wonder which one is Simba.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm going,
exactly.
bro, it's fucking 5 lions coming down the street. Let's go.
I
Hey,
know.
Close the door, baby. Close the door.
but you
Hey, now talking about felines, and I got my friend Robert. He showed
Oh
me a
yeah.
picture of a very 80s vibe. Robert, can you pull up the picture? Hey,
Yeah, this
brother,
is
you're gonna
this is
laugh at this
hilarious.
picture.
This is hilarious. So real quick, just clarity. So
Yeah.
they did a secret, not secret, a white elephant gift. So I figured, you know what? Hey, let me be funny. I did a little bit of AI. I said, you know what? I'm gonna show you the picture first, but I said, you know what? This would be hilarious if I put a picture frame of this picture and I put like a gift card and some cash in there
Yeah.
and let people fight for my picture. All right, here we go. And I apologize, but this is funny. I
It is
gotta
funny.
share it. Here we
It
go.
is funny.
Your thoughts? My cat right there.
Oh
Look
my
at
Look
this.
at that. Look at that and faded. Like, really, bro? Really doing this, bro? Look at this.
That cat said, man, you using one of my lives, bro.
Dude, man. Oh, man.
Bro.
Right
Man,
there now.
bro,
The
you got
cat,
me over here with headaches and everything.
Oh, man.
Oh
the
my
cat
God.
is like, what the hell, cuz?
I
I
know.
know.
But what got me laughing so hard was the arm cross, It's just like, what the heck?
He was like, since we doing it, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it for real.
So
Hey,
what's
so
going
how?
on, fellas? What's happening? So what's the topic of the day? What we
So
got going
okay,
on?
so what's going on is this. So I'm a big believer in Christ.
Yes.
And I just started thinking with all this going around between Israel, and it's been going on for years, but I just started to think, you know what? Where did the Star of David come from? So we just started digging into it, and like I was telling Julio, I want to dig into it like in 3 different mindsets. The first
Okay.
one, as a Christian, as a believer. The second one, if I was a Jewish person, let's see where this star actually came from. And third, as a historian. And all 3 of them, man, they were not really very good news. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Repeat the first two again.
The first one was as a Christian believer.
Okay.
The second one as a Jewish person. Like I,
Yeah.
want to see where, and I went as far as back as I could. And the farthest back that I got to was, I think I told him, Julio, that it was around the Roman Empire when they had this god of Saturn. And there's
Yeah.
a cult actually called the cult of Saturn. And it's very, I'm telling you, it's kind of one of those things like Scooby Doo where they pull the
Oh
mask
yeah.
off and it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh man, he was an ally, but he's not, And I'm not, and I'm not talking about the people. We're talking about the government,
Yeah,
whoever
100%.
established that flag.
The establishments who
Yep.
create these narratives around these figures, symbols, religions, and cults, and all of these things. So it's funny that's what we're speaking on, because my wife is Israeli, so
Okay.
so I'm like, we're like always like butting heads with, like, you guys are not the real Jews, right? I'm like always like teasing her and stuff like that. So there's so many like controversial type things, but when at the end of the day, I always say, man, we're all like children of God, like no matter what sector of the world you're from now, but you got to also understand you have the children of the fallen here too. So it's just as well as you have got, like, children of God children on earth, you have like the opposite here on earth.
Yeah.
So when you see evil things being portrayed from politics, from economics, from just the world, like those are the devil's kids. Like, what do you expect?
Yep.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm
And
saying?
the apostle Paul and the apostle John spoke about this, and they called them the Antichrist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And it's crazy because in a previous episode we talked about Satanism, and we were talking about how their number one thing was "do as thy wilt," is what their
Yeah.
saying is. And a lot of people don't know what it means when we call Yeshua a savior. They don't understand that, and we went and dived into that a little bit. But man, it's just scary. So Julio got some videos for us that we can comment on. And again, I didn't see some of them. I just
Yeah.
glanced some of it, but it's crazy because they're saying the same thing that I found out in my own investigation. Trying not to use their videos, or I just wanted to be unfiltered, right? And I
Yeah.
came up with the same thing, dude.
That's
It's
amazing. Now,
crazy.
again, like I always say, like it's once you start seeking like proper information,
Yeah.
this is when you find. And if you're just believing in whatever someone has told you, congratulations, you learned the wrong thing. Well, because they don't tell you about nothing about believing in the Bible. It tells you to seek. And once you start seeking God's word, you start understanding that word is within us all. And we start having those thoughts act on a frequency, which is a godly frequency. It's not just in our head. It's like we implement our own Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Like we're our own Wi-Fi in this big ordeal of frequency, energy, space, matter, and things like that. So when I start aligning myself with the frequency of my thoughts, and then those thoughts start projecting through my reality, that is true alignment. So, so when you start going back to like even to the Star of David, you start speaking of just the Jewish people leave the government. There are probably one of the only few people till date now that do the exact same thing every Friday.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
when you just talk about just the positive of just doing the exact same thing, and just every Friday, everybody's having Shabbat dinner, everybody's eating the exact same thing. And then that is like a higher percentage of people doing it versus not doing it. And you can't tell me what Christians do every week besides go to church on Sunday, which is outside their family structure, outside their home, and paying tithes into so it's like there's so many positive and negatives when you start going into just the Jewish culture, the religious, their thought process, and things like that. And I lived in like 16 different countries. So it's like I've been in India where you're talking about where they have 300 something gods, and it's like no one would disrespect neither God.
Correct.
And then as an American, a conservative as an American, and they actually did militia work for our government for 8 years in India, I go, bro, people mock Jesus Christ and then nothing happens. Like, wow. Jesus is the only individual that people are mocking openly and nothing happens.
Yep.
You couldn't even mock Allah in America without something happening.
Yep. Yeah.
That's facts.
This is and so for me, I go, man, that's messed up. Like what kind of world are we living in? Like, you know what I mean? So when you start, when we just even go to just dive deep into a Pacific, like, all right, let's go at the Star of David. Bro, there's so many avenues that we can go down to like justify why we're like, yo, bro, they're not even supposed to be using it.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you can go do the exact same thing for the cross, and you go, bro, the first people who wore the cross was assassins. So you go, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can go like either sector. So that's why I always say, like, when we have these conversations, I always tell our audience, like, understand the boundaries of what we're actually walking on. We're having the conversation where most people think, and we're just speaking out loud about it.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we all sharing our opinions because I'm like, bro, I get people running up on me, bro. And it's like, I'm like, bro, don't let social media fool you, because half the time I'm sitting down. I'm not a small guy. So I get guys running up on me. You can see the intention with their eyes, and they're like 5'2", and I'm just like, bro, you want to take a photo or you want something different? Like, let me know.
All right, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's get into it. Let's get.
All right, man. Hey, so this is a video of the legendary Alex Jones, and they are talking about between the Star of David or the Seal of Solomon, and they diving a little bit into it, but it's a minute and 27-second video. Let's play.
Okay.
Let's play it real quick.
What is the Star of David? Is there a Star of David in the Bible? What is this?
There actually is. It's the Seal of Solomon.
Everybody just accepts that this star represents Judaism. This is the Star of the Jews. This is the Star of David. No Jew in the time of Jesus would have seen such a symbol. It was only in the 1600s in the city of Prague that star started to become this distinctive symbol for Jews. And now today, it's everywhere. In the Acts of the Apostles, Stephen preaches that, quote, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon.
The only time you have any mention in the Bible of the children of Israel using a star as a banner or taking up a star as a symbol, it is a false god. It's part of their pagan satanic worship of Moloch or Remphan. They took up the star of their god Remphan. God never gave them this and said, use this. It makes more sense that it has to do with Remphan than the God of the Bible, since God never prescribed this.
Well, Remphan being not God would then be a false god.
Well, absolutely. The so-called Star of David is, of course, a satanic symbol because Judaism is a satanic religion. I don't care what symbol Judaism uses to represent itself. That's a satanic symbol.
Yeah.
That's their opinion. But
yeah,
it is crazy because this is like they were mentioned. I tried to look in the Bible, they're not mentioning anything off of it. And it was like why people confuse these two symbols. They get confused easily throughout, in my perception. I didn't dive into the Bible because I'm not going to church. I should go back and read the Bible, but this is very troubling because people get misled a lot of time.
And that's because of again, we're living in a time where things are not spreaded by. It's like spreaded like by a tsunami of cameras, medias, overplays, wordplay. So, for an example, when you look at what was I going to say? I almost lost my train of thought on what I was going to say. I just lost my mind. Well,
real quick though. So, I don't go to church either, but what I do is our family, my wife and kids, we read the Bible a lot. We've read the Bible back and forth. And I use the same logic. I read it as a believer. I read it as whatever, and I read it as like a story, like a storybook. And one thing I've learned is around the reign of King Solomon, he was in love with this Egyptian princess.
Yeah.
Okay, and Remphem is the same god Saturn that the Egyptians worship. So towards the end of Solomon's reign, he built a temple for his wife, the Egyptian princess,
Yeah.
and let her build their own temples and all this. This is where the ring of Solomon, it has the star, and it wasn't until his son Jehoiachin, or is it Jehoiakim? No, I think it was Jehoiachin. He basically did so bad, dude, so bad, that the kingdom of Israel separated into two kingdoms now,
Right.
Israel and Judah. And God told Jehoiachin that you're only alive because your promise of your grandfather David, who the servant I loved. Anyways, where I'm going with this is that this star obviously is coming from some pagan that was adopted into the Israel community
Yeah.
at that time, and so they had Canaanites, Moabites, they had people living in their little towns of their tribes, and so it was adopted, and they started to adopt this, and this is where I think the enemy creeps in, which like you said, there's good forces, evil forces, and,
Yeah.
And ignorance, like
And this is what I was gonna say. Like, it's like when you go back to think about the Uncle Tom story and why
Exactly.
he called Uncle
Yep.
Tom. You're talking about a slave that freed himself, went up to Canada, started an organization, went back to America, and started trying to save slaves who didn't know that they were slaves. And then this is where the conversation like distraught, because the people that he was trying to like free, they were born into slavery. So they didn't know any other life. They felt like, I got a job, I got warm food, I got a bed, and outside this plantation, black people getting like hunted, hung, like they're getting the worst treatment. So I'm good here. So you take a Jewish individual now who was born with the Star of David on their flag, born with the Star of David everywhere.
Have no idea.
You can't tell them any different.
Yep.
It's like the 80-year-old white guy on the golf cart that says the N-word, and you're like, bro, how could you get mad at this guy?
Mr. H, you hit the nail on the head, bro.
Like, bro,
I'm serious, dude.
It's like this guy, dad
man.
probably owned slaves and was he's been hearing this since he was a kid. He's a dinosaur. So this is like always like my perception when I start digging into things, I go, listen, we're digging into things where it's like saying it to a slave who don't know is a slave. We're the Uncle Toms.
Yeah.
You see? And they started calling him an Uncle Tom because they said, you're trying to get us killed. You're trying to sell us out. You want me to leave this plantation? Well, I ain't got to worry about dying. All I got to do is go to work, pick cotton, make sure I don't do nothing outside of my rules, and I got life made.
And they made it into a negative thing, and he was a hero, bro.
Yeah, he was a hero. It was a hero. And so that's why I go even like right now. We start speaking language of just literally being free. And when you start just speaking the language of being free, you will be amazed how many people would just rebuke the whole actions of being free, but yet will pray to God that they want freedom. So when you even start talking about financial freedom, you start saying, oh, I want this. God, please bless me with this. God, I'm ready to be your victim. Like people saying all of these things. But then it says, all right, now you got to get out of the 9-to-5 mindset. Now you got to get out of that 9-to-5 mindset. So it says, it's like the saying, if a cat wants to be a lion, he has to lose the appetite for mice.
Yeah.
That's
a lion. You see, so when you go, you want to have the appetite of a lower vibration individual, but you want to have the lifestyle of a higher vibration individual. So the individual that says, I want to have a greater relationship with God, but don't even spend time with himself when God says, I am in you, I made you in my image. Spend time with yourself.
Yep.
You see, like this. So this is where, like I said, when we go back and we start digging into like the Star of David, I always tell, like, especially when I have these open conversations, and I know we're going to eventually post this and things like that. I like to like pique the audience. The information that we're putting out right now are absolutely facts, but the individuals who are using it in these particular times are not the same individuals now. So imagine it's like, imagine the cross now versus the guy who was basically on the horse saying, you either claim the name of Jesus Christ or I'm going to off your head right now. You see?
Yeah.
You can go into the Mormons. Imagine the Mormons were the full, like they were like a war machine when it comes to the Native Americans.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, and people don't even talk about that. They still talk about the Holocaust. I'm going, bro, Holocaust is probably like maybe not even top 10 right now.
Oh no. You know, dude, the Bolsheviks.
Yeah.
What Stalin did, dude, that was another episode we talked about when I was like, how did I not get taught about this? And it sounds like word for word of what's going on in our country right now. So I'm just like, dude, this guy killed all, like he used the left to get him in power, and then what's I forgot Vladimir, the guy that died, Lenin.
Yeah.
And then here comes Stalin, and Stalin just killed all the people that got him elected, dude. And he killed, he just killed millions.
Bro, there's a African warlord. I don't even. Every time I say his name, the whole things get banned. But there's an African warlord, bro, that literally is like massacring, and he has the support by the United States government.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
about. Yeah. So this guy is like this guy has committed like genocide. Like,
isn't he doing that right now too? Like there's bodies. Like you can Google Earth and see the bodies. There's whole 2018.
It's like a trail. It's like a trail.
Yeah.
It's like a trail. So let's get focused. Let's get focused. We don't get we're all over.
Yeah. Play the next video.
I'll play the next video real quick.
The Star of David, where does that symbol come from?
It's never written explicitly in the Bible itself.
Is it in the Talmud? Perhaps. Is there a passage in the Bible about that or no?
No.
Okay. So you're not really sure exactly where that comes from?
No. You got me.
Nobody knows, huh?
I don't know. I'm not,
Because I know it's called the Star of David.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with David?
No, I don't think so. There must be somewhere. I do not remember exactly what the association was.
Okay. I believe that what they call the Star of David is actually the Star of Remphan. Because when you study the Bible, you'll see that when they worshipped other gods, the Bible talks about them carrying the banner of the star of their god Remphan.
You rejected the God of the Bible. You took up for yourself the star, that's the 6-pointed star, of your God, called Remphan or Kiun. All these were names for Moloch, the great Baal, the great fire god, who was the devil.
Beelzebub.
That's right, Beelzebub. And they were shocked about this. Now, who is this star god? If they only read the Old Testament, they would know this. In Amos, God said, you have taken up the star, and you've made me furious by doing that. And you have actually sacrificed your own children to the star god through the fires. They sacrificed their own children, the Jews did, to the star god.
When they worshipped a false god, they had the Star of Remphan as an icon and as a symbol. We never see a Star of David in Scripture, but the star of the false god Remphan. And so we know today that they are not worshiping the true God, because the Bible says, he that denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father. But he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also. If the Jews do not believe on the Son, the Bible says they don't have the Father. So who do they have? Somebody else, a false god.
Man, that was crazy. That was crazy how like all this stuff is coming along. But yeah, he got out.
And he's coming back. But while we're getting that, but here's the thing. So in the book of Revelations, Jesus warns us. I believe he's talking to the Apostle John in Revelations. And Revelations 2, chapter 2, verse 9, he says, I know your tribulation and your poverty, and the slander of those who say that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Then, further down the same chapter, on verse 9, Jesus says this again. Behold, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan who say that they are Jews and are not, but lie. Behold, I will make them come and bow down before your feet. And, again, but so going back to what I was trying to say with this is that Jesus was warning us that on the previous, on chapter 2, verse 9, about that. And then we also got the Apostle Stephen, we got the Apostle Paul, and it's just, again, I'm going to share this star real quick. And to me, I know this is probably, I hope we don't get banned, but here we go. Look, I'm just going to show you right here. So I don't know, guys. I mean, you got a 6 polygon, right? 6 triangles, and the whole thing is 6. 6, 6, 6. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know.
So let me say something about that. Being an 888 guy, let me tell you one thing. We've also learned the wrong thing well when it comes to 666, because when most people are so, again, triggered that 666 means the devil because of Hollywood and
it means man. It means man. But
bro,
yeah.
666 in angel numbers meaning bondage of family. So imagine when you think about the spiritual aspect of numerology versus just regular psychology and emotion and logic. First thing first, when someone sees 666, they go, oh my God, that's the devil. Oh my God, that's evil. This is like this is exactly logical. They start saying, well, why does it mean evil? What is it? What does the sixes got to do? So they go into the whole research of satanic and Satanism, and then they fall down that rabbit hole. It points you down that way. But when you just turn around and you go 666 angel numbers meanings, it starts giving you a whole new revelation of what the positive side of those 666 mean, which is actually the yoke of family. So imagine spiritually, when you teach one side that 666 means the devil, but on the other side, it means family. And we're living in society where the whole government structure of systems is to break up the family. You see, so when you tie that in, you go, when you look at the culture, they're more like structured when it comes to family than the Christian culture right now.
Yeah.
So it's like you go back to that symbol, and like you were saying, when you have even Apostle John, and then all of these guys, you have what is that in the New Testament? They talk about the heart, the spirit, discernment over appearance. They say also symbolism is more neutral. It's all more about the intentions.
And see, this is what I'm saying. So
the
reason why the Bible associates 666 in Revelation 13:18, this calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for the number of man, and his number is 666.
Correct.
So
correct.
The reason why, that's what I'm saying, it's not the devil's number. It's the number of the sin that Adam and Eve caused us. So we are now in what we call the flesh, right? Correct. And so the whole thing that Lucifer ties in with this number is because it's do as thy will, That's why you're seeing right now at the end of times, which I believe we're living right now, you're starting to see people saying, what do you hear? Be your true self.
Yeah.
So embrace yourself. And all this that feeds the ego, which is part of the flesh. And guess what? You're out of spiritually now, right? And you feed that because God is saying, come here, deny yourself. you are a horrible person. I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
I need Jesus, you know? You're all horrible. Everybody's horrible. Everyone's like bad, dude. Like, you know, and the teaching of Jesus, of God, is that we're always going to sin and we're always going to be bad because we're horrible. We're scum. We're bad. We need him to be something better. But yeah, I will agree with you there that the number 666 is not that, oh, it's the devil. It's basically celebrating man.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Correct.
The Tower of Babel, right? They thought that they were going to be as great as God, and God took their language barrier apart. But again, you know, but I will say this, Mr. H, you aren't to something when you're talking about the energies and that, you know, because I will say this, and me and Julio had this weird discussion a while back because I don't know if you heard of the Bogosphere.
The Bogosphere?
Yeah.
I'm kind of familiar with it, but not too much. Go for it.
Okay, well, you know, I have a belief that, you know, the energy and all that. So what we call, because remember, when the Bible was written, think of the time frame, the era, right? So like you got Ezekiel when he's talking about these or Elijah when he's talking about a flaming car that picks him up, you know, right? Elisha said about Elijah getting picked up, right? So think about that. He says fire. Imagine if I were to bring a brand new car of modern era back in the past.
Yeah.
And they saw the headlights. What would they say? That thing has fire. It's smoking, right? So I will say this, that maybe when we hear the word spiritually, it's really talking energy, right?
100%.
So that's why I'm like, when I hear you, I'm like, man, you're onto something, you know?
Because imagine when you think about just the energy space of attracting and you start going, how is it possible for me to attract a negative so fast, but yet I can't attract a positive so fast? And it's because of our reaction to negative energy.
Yep.
So for an example, it's like if I put fire on someone's skin, what do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're going to jump back immediately. Mm-hmm. One, they know it's burning. Two, they know it's hot. They're not going to like it. It's going to mess their skin up. So these are things that have been drummed into them since you're saying, don't touch that stove. It's hot. Don't, from a baby. If you take a piece of ice and you put it on someone, they will leave that ice there until it just gets annoying.
Yeah.
Because they just know it's cold. So it's the same reaction. So I always tell people, imagine your skin is the biggest organ on your body. It knows what it likes and it knows what it doesn't like. And imagine when you put it around like energy, guess what happens to the hair on your arms?
It's
spike up, you see? So why does not happen when you're around any other thing? It's specific energy that lights that up. Why you don't get goosebumps every time you have an exciting conversation? It's certain conversation spikes that energy in your body and produces, oh my God, I just got goosebumps. You see?
Or those paranormal activities.
100%. 100%.
Right?
So you start saying, oh man, I can't stand this guy. Every time this guy calls me, he needs to ask for money. And then boom, he texts you right when you say it.
That's true.
So I go, why won't you go, bro, every time I say this, I make $1 million. Then boom.
Yeah.
So it goes with the alignment of what your thought process is and what frequency you are emitting. So a lot of people, again, they start praying for things that their feet are no longer, not even on the proper road to walk that journey. So you get people who say, oh, I want to do a podcast. Well, where's your time, the energy to put into the podcast?
Exactly.
You said everybody wants to do a podcast. Everybody got access to do a podcast. There's nothing to do. All you got to do is cut your phone off. Hell, TikTok, they made it super simple because now you can do one little kit and get everything and you can do a podcast anywhere. Why they don't do it? It's the fact that they don't have the frequency, the energy to sit still and consistently produce something that they want to do. But they expect God to bless them every time they ask. Oh, I'm praying. Oh, you can pray every day, but what did you do for prayer?
Yeah, what you do. Yeah.
What did you do? You know?
Even God said, if you could ask for whatever, but if there's no action behind whatever you're coming out of your mouth, it's just It's dead in the water. You know, it's stagnant water. So
And
it
that's
is
how I even look at it. Like when you start even talking about the perspective of just as a Christian, you know, because I go, all right, as a Christian, let me not judge. Let me look at this in a godly light. Let me take some type of discernment of understanding that we're living in different times. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I start looking at the Star of David, and I start going, they don't know what they're doing. Like, like even when I started looking at people go, oh, no justice, no peace. Oh, this and this. Oh, like y'all don't know what y'all saying. When I see people still talking shit about make America great again, I'm like, do you guys understand that you guys don't like this because Donald Trump, they have tagged a negative vibration on Donald Trump, but this is the same statement that Bill Clinton was saying?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So when you say
campaign.
that, but imagine, yo, Rob, Julio, when we say that, that's like telling the slave that that you shouldn't be a slave.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's pointless. You understand that? So it's like,
well, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's pointless because Uncle Tom is Uncle Tom, right? You know what I mean? Like he's still. I mean, you're still making a dent somewhere. Maybe not the way you wanted it, right? Maybe that's not his way. I mean, he wasn't probably doing it for recognition. He was really doing it to save his people, you know. And honestly, you know, I just find it so troubling, you know. It just, that man was a hero, and I remember reading into that. I was like so like angry, you know.
When I realized most real heroes don't get holidays, and the ones who got holidays were part of the system, like
yeah.
Like that's how I started like basing my thought process on like bro, why this guy got a holiday? Why this guy don't have a holiday? What is, you know, like
yeah.
And then when you start looking at us men right now, like it's such easy. It's like when you look at like the race of alpha or just beta males and just society and like an economy that we're living in, it's so easy to be an alpha without even having to say it.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just have mission, have goals, have vision, and get up and then just go achieve them, because there's so many people not doing shit right now.
Facts.
And you just start literally just doing exactly what you say you're going to do. That's how you start aligning yourself with that godly frequency. So when I sit here and I start saying, you know what, God, give me strength to go through a whole nother day, loving on people, preaching on people, helping people, servicing your word, and making sure everything I do and every step that I take is in your will. How can I go out the next day and not like do that?
Yeah.
So when most people are saying, well, God, give me a Bentley, make sure I can pay my bills for the end of the month. Like, no. I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta be better than we was today for tomorrow.
Yep.
Because that's where the greatness is at. And then when you start talking about, again, back to the symbol, you go, bro, anytime you get into like symbolism, it's not godly.
Hey. Boom. It just,
bro, anytime you get into a conversation with a culture who just don't even believe in Jesus, bro, it's like it's not godly.
Yep.
But when you start talking to the culture now, they don't know why they don't believe in Jesus. Yeah. They just know he's not in their record books. They're not taught. They're taught something different. So it's not even they don't even, so it goes back to saying, those who have understanding of my word, I'm going to hold you to a different accountability.
Yeah.
You see? So it's like those priests, the rabbis, and all of those guys, they're going to be held to a different accountability, because it also says you're better off tying anchors to your ankles and drowning yourself in the depths of sea than to take a child of God from God.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's
and true. What does that actually mean? Is when you take a God, like a whether even an adult, it does not matter, a child of God, and you steer them away. That is like the worst you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a whole society who doesn't even mention the name.
Yeah. I know.
Imagine a society of children who don't even know to question why the name is not even mentioned. So when you look at that step and that projection of literally like MK Ultra, because he's the most famous, well-known guy ever in history. The book is the #1 seller in history. It's everywhere. For society now, don't know like that name. Like we don't even know why we don't say that name. We don't know why we follow something. The children of Jerusalem, children of Israel now, they have no clue, bro.
Yep.
They have no clue. So when you go 20 years from now, those children are going to mingle with our children now. Imagine the conversations.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be further away. Yeah.
Every time. It's going to get bad because this is like Robert and I we were talking early, like we are living in time of deception. We are being deceiving left and right. Media, social media, you have mainstream media with politicians that they trying to pull us left or right. And you have the the Muslim and the Islam, and then you have the people, the Jewish and whatever. Everybody wants to be right, but at the same time they're doing their deeds wrong. Like they hating on each other. Like they claim to be all these religions, and that's why I'm not attached to religion, because like when you look deep into it, they all they're doing the same thing. They just hating each other.
Same thing. It's like even when you go to politics, they go left side, right side, same bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
when we go,
we're
conservatives. We're just on the right side of the bird. So I go, okay, I understand. I'm just on the right side of the bird, so I fight for my side. But at the same time, I'm for the people. Have y'all seen what they did in Bulgaria?
No. What
happened? Oh my God.
Bro.
Go.
The people of Bulgaria overran the government, and the government retired, bro.
Oh man. Yeah, I didn't know that.
The entire government retired.
They retired, bro. They stepped down.
Wait, isn't that where they stormed the Capitol and it was on X? Yeah.
Right,
oh,
everybody just came and just walked, get out.
Wow.
Bro, yeah, you know what?
5% of individuals and families controlling 95% of the population. At least 85% of the population don't like it.
Dang. Oh man.
Is that what is happening right now in the entire world? You have a
December 11th,
7 families.
When to throw the date out there so they can understand it. I'm just not just quoting some shit right here.
December 11th, 2025, man.
What are you talking, like 6-7 days ago, 8 days ago?
Yeah.
That's about a week ago, yeah.
That's like a week ago.
Oh man, dude.
And you got people twerking in clubs right now out here.
I know. You know what? That's what's sad, bro.
Bro, you got like 16-year-olds in Bulgaria storming for their future.
And dude,
and we're in the same position. We're in the same predicament right here in America, where we're ushering in our own collapse.
But we're just worrying about twerking right now.
And motherfuckers over here twerking, bro.
Yeah, right here it shows right here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Bulgarian, the last government fought amidst mass protests, and that was 4 days ago. Look at that.
Yeah.
Gen
So
Z
I say that to even say this. I'm like I'm game for that.
It looks like if I'm gonna be honest with you, if Trump didn't win, it almost looked like we were heading. I mean, it looked like we're still heading there, and that's why.
So let's get into that. So when you start talking about even like what's happening right now, in my opinion, because a lot of people get upset, so let me just say, in my opinion, this is no longer a we the people move.
Yeah.
This is now. I'm gonna do my part to keep the conservative republic dream alive. But this is a transitional of money move. And Trump is a businessman. And he knows that the money that we have consistently been doing business with has lost extreme value. Meaning the dollar is losing the stronghold of being the bully in the financial industry. And because he's pro crypto, he's not only positioning his family, these guys are creating the new systems that money is going to operate on when things go digital. So when you look at the emotion and the Trump derangement syndrome or the liberals and like all of this type of shit, bro, every time money has changed forms,
it's like a reset.
It's a reset.
Yeah.
It's a reset. And then some, like when it goes from like say coins to dollars or gold bars to this, to this, to this, to digital, like there's rises of families in these little changes of forms. So the next change of forms of money is going to be digital, and guess who's going to be the rising family of that? Is going to be the Trumps.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in my mind, I think Donald Trump and his family, because you don't see Eric Trump, you don't see none of them no more.
Yeah.
What they're doing is busy building foundational positions for crypto to be the Rothschilds of the digital space.
Hence why I got a lot of money on that Trump coin.
Yeah. And then so people start saying, oh, look at this. I go, you see, you're being emotional versus being logical. Because versus if you understood, like Trump has 4 more years. There's no way you're going to drain the swamp in 4 years. Let's be realistic.
No, yeah.
You still won't even address the Hollywood pedophiles.
Correct.
They're protecting Mossad. They're protecting the CIA, the FBI, government officials, politicians. I go, all right, fuck all y'all. Give me Will Smith, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Clinton. Give me all of those guys, the John Legends, the Chrissy Teigens. Give me them guys that was on the list. Show me what they were doing over there, because y'all got that. Yeah. But you don't talk about them no more because Hollywood is suffering. You see, people ain't going to the movie theaters no more because people got all of the streaming now. Now you got AI producing movies that through Marvel. Marvel is not what they used to be. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah.
The last 4 or 5 Marvel are literally pure AIs.
Garbage too.
Yeah, they're garbage.
They fire a lot of people too.
So when you're looking in the world we're living in a world where now you have to put an actual disclaimer there to let somebody know if it's AI or not.
Yeah, it's true.
Now let me show you the transition where we can go down to a conspiracy hole to get people really thinking. The minute you have to put a disclaimer on the video to make someone believe that it's real or not, now you're literally changing society's thought process on how they believe in things.
Oh, I see where you're going. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Because the minute I take that disclaimer off,
you don't know if it's.
There's no guardrail.
Oh my God, dude.
Now watch this. Now watch how that usher in the digital ID. Once that happens, parents don't trust their children on the internet anymore. So now you have to have an age limit on the internet to have access. And in order for children not to get on there, guess what they're going to do for guys like us? Yeah. You're going to have to prove you're over 18.
Yeah.
So just to get online, you're going to have to submit your ID. And the ID you got, guess what it's saying? It is showing up an error. So now you have to present more documentation, do biometric fingerprints, do your facial recognition like you do on your phone.
Hence where I think the mark of the beast is coming.
The mark of the beast is here.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, the prototype is here, but it's not implemented.
No, bro, people are already using it when you start talking about scanning things, having this, won't be able to, like that's where we're going. So for an example, imagine when society starts saying, I'm tired of buying fucking cell phones every 2-3 months. And if Apple, which is a key player in the stock industry, stop being able to produce the devices that the government are using to track everybody and to get the data to service AI, they're not going to just stop making phones. They're going to say, you don't even need the device anymore. Here's your personal digital ID in your biometrics. Put this little thing on your wrist like you got your Apple Watch, and the hologram is going to come out the Apple Watch. You see?
And there you go.
Like, bro,
And
this is like
at the front door, basically.
bro, this
It's
is global. This is like global, like global takeover 101.
Yeah.
And you know what, Mr. H? This is why they're opening a bunch of data centers. You know, because
Yep.
they say AI and all this, but it makes sense. The data centers, the AI, and quantum computer.
Quantum computer. Bro,
that-
when you get like I said, most people are still just talking like regular AI. And bro, you got Agenta AI, you got super AI, you got so many different forms of artificial intelligence. And again, when we start looking at frequency, energy, other life forms, like this is the lowest level of artificial intelligence that we're actually receiving and playing with. Because what they're doing is just literally taking the Google search engine and now you can talk to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
we're in the infancy stage.
That's all ChatGPT is. I tell people, like, it's just your Google search engine, and now you can
It's
just
listening to you, and that's it.
Bro, it's just what it is. So I go, AI is not going to be the reason why people lose their jobs.
No.
It's going to be guys like us who are using AI is going to take people's jobs, because we're going to create systems with artificial intelligence and sell them to the business and let them know, like, yo, you're wasting your money paying 65 to 80,000 a year salaries on this group of style of individuals when you can implement a new system in your business and now you're profitable. When the economy is so fucked up and entrepreneurs are struggling to run their business, you think they're not going to implement new systems?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
They won't even fight it. You see, so imagine when people say, "Oh, I'll fight the system. I don't want the digital ID. I don't want this." Well, you didn't fight when they switch your debit card to tap.
Yeah, when it's basic, it's basic natural instincts. We adapt, we change, we adapt, and that's what these rich billionaires are basically doing.
This is what they're doing. Yeah. The system is changing. Everything that they've been basically built on is falling down like the Tower of Babylon. And guess what they're doing? They're jumping ship. They're not the guys with the violins on the Titanic. They're jumping ship, and they're riding a whole new digital wave. Because when the banks 5 years ago was telling you that crypto was for money laundering, for drug dealing, banks are now putting advertisement out saying, "Hey, we'll custody your crypto now. We will buy crypto for you now." You see?
That's true. That's true. I get those notifications weekly. Like you can trade BTC now in our app. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Mr. Holistic, quick question. Like, because I know you're big in finance and everything. Like, how do you see AI playing now, 10 years from now, in the actual, like, for the middle income family? How AI will be kind of like important for those people?
I think AI is so important for the middle class right now because we're living in a world where the new systems coming in are going to wipe out the middle class. Because the lower class, they're not the working class. They're not the working class. They don't make America. They're the system of America. And the system needs the lower class. The middle class are the people who pay the taxes. The middle class are the people who buy the homes. The middle class are the people who buy insurance, who have children. The middle class are the working class of America, which are the most important class. But what's going to happen when the new system change, you're going to have to literally take middle class who are going to lose their value because of lack of skills, because they're the people who will tell you now, go to school, get a job, get married, go to like that's what they tell their children. So they create the cycle of the rat race, you see. And now you take them and you say, okay, now let's transition. The middle class are not going to be able to transition fast enough. So what happens now is who in the middle class take time out of their busy day of working 30 years at the same place, start studying AI and start learning how to use AI and then start adapting versus being told what to do with AI. Because eventually a guy like me is going to hire AI and I'm going to assign tasks to that AI agent who is going to tell Julio what to do. And now I don't have to tell Julio what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So what's important for the middle class now is to learn the basic skill sets of the tools that artificial intelligence comes with. because learning the tools is like the guy who learns how to be the plumber, because no matter how many, what transition happening, you're still going to need a plumber as people still shitting. People who have skills with their hands are always going to be used. So when you start talking artificial intelligence, the people who are in the middle class now, they're the working class. Those jobs can get taken away just like this. So
well,
they
you know,
to adapt.
And you know what's crazy that you say that, because I am a mechanical estimator for mechanical, air conditioning and plumbing.
Yeah.
And when I walk jobs, I use a form of AI to do my job site reports. And one back in the day, you would type it with videos and the pictures, and man, I just do that within like, I don't know, I guess 2 hours tops instead of 2 days. So
because it speeds up the process. And I even say what's also kind of like borderline almost dangerous, because artificial intelligence makes information accessible. So it's about how you access this information and what you do with this information. So to give you guys a quick example, because we're on air, I just tore my Achilles tendon. I just ruptured my Achilles.
Yeah, I've seen that
4 days ago. And immediately when I did it, I went to ChatGPT just to say, yo, ChatGPT, I'm a 46-year-old individual, was just standing on the basketball court with my nephew, and diddly did nothing. Just stepped to the right, and I just heard the pop. And I go, I understand. I played professional basketball 13 years. I did militia work for the government. I'm a former 3-time world champion in Muay Thai. So I put some battles on my Achilles tendon. So I go, you know what? Thank God it happened here in Arkansas, because this is where my family's from, and not on the road or on the flight, But what happened was, when I started chatting with ChatGPT said, well, you need to go get it checked. The question is, are you going to go get it checked under your insurance, or are you going to go get it checked as a cash patient? So I asked Chat, which one is better?
Cash.
And he said cash. I already knew this because I used to talk about how it's irrelevant to have health insurance when you're a healthy individual. It's better to focus on the money you're supposed to be saving and spending on health insurance to create skills. So therefore, whenever you do need it, you have a cash bringing in versus cash expanding out. So I went to the doctor. They immediately started giving me x-rays. I'm telling them, I know my Achilles tendon is popped. It's done. It's ruptured. I need an MRI and I need surgery ASAP because I'm only here for 2 weeks. The lady says, well, I have to go through protocol. And protocol means step one, if someone comes in with foot injuries, ankle injuries, here at the Orthopedic Arkansas Urgent Care, we do x-rays. According to what we see on the x-rays, you see a doctor, MRI. I got Chat listen to everything. The lady walks out the room. I say, Chat, what you think of that? Chat goes,
I do the same thing.
Chat said, listen, you don't need no x-rays, because if you're talking about your Achilles tendon, that's a ligament, that's a tendon. An x-ray is only going to show the bones. So when she comes back in here, you tell her, I don't have no broken bones. I have a ruptured tendon. And by you doing x-rays on me, which I don't approve, and I'm a cash payer, I'm a cash patient, I'm not going to pay for those. Not only did I not have to pay for those, she comes in there and she goes, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Then she recommends me to the top orthopedic doctor who can do a rush surgery. He tells her to give me a boot. He's also thinking that I'm on insurance. He writes up for this big ass boot that I have on now a $550 insurance claim for this boot. As I'm checking out, I'm going, I don't have insurance. I'm not going to pay $550 some for this boot. How much is the boot for cash? $225.
Yep.
So I go to the emergency care. And if I was on insurance, I'd have been literally co-pay. I would have to pay at least $750.
Plus your premium that you pay monthly.
Plus the premium that I pay monthly. Long story short, not only did I come out of there only spending $350, but I got a surgery appointment for the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. The surgery in itself normally costs $36,000. I got it for $9,786 cash. My deposit is $4,300 something, and I can pay the rest as they monthly bill me. Now here's the kicker. Listen to this. The lady tells me, there's no way you can come in here and get an MRI without seeing the doctor first. Chat tells me, if you just go talk to the lady, sweet talker, if somebody canceling, he'll just get you in. Imagine how cold Chat is.
Yeah.
So I go, you know what? I skip the doctor's office, go straight to ChatGPT, like straight to the MRI section.
Sweet talking.
We start, as soon as I get to the lady, she's fully tatted up and got an octopus on her chest. I said, shiver me timbers, like this. That's the first thing I say to her. I'm like, wow, I love your tattoos. I said, what's up with these tattoos? They got a story? So she started telling me the story. So she started saying, so what? How can I help you? First of all, how can I help you? I said, well, listen, my name is Jesse. I just ruptured my Achilles tendon. I don't ever like to throw the famous card around, but I'm pretty famous, and I'm only here for 2 weeks. My homeboy, Dr. Weber, he sent me over here to talk to you directly because he to do surgery on me in the morning, but he told me I need an MRI. He also told me that you fully booked. So I'm here to tell you, if you get any cancellation, I'm going to be sitting right over here all day. She goes, wait a minute. Let me check this voice note. She checked the voice note right in front of me, gets the cancellation right there on the spot. Julio walks me in the back, puts me on the table. I get the MRI just like that. I walk right back into the doctor's office. I was like, yo, doc, when you get me on the table, bro, cut me open, slice me up, steal me back, drop me off up front.
God, look at that.
Man.
Wow, man. There you go.
And it's like energy. So imagine, here's the kicker, what I was going to finish off and say. Before my daughter was born, my daughter is 4 years old. I have two daughters, God bless them, 4 and 2. Before my 4-year-old daughter was born, me and my wife thought about getting family health insurance. I didn't care for it, but I won the argument. But it was going to be $686.76. I just showed her why it was irrelevant, and it took 4 years for us to understand. We would have been paying a solid year, $8,147 in just monthly payments. You do that times 4, it's almost like $32,000 and some change.
Yep.
I would have paid in $32,000 in change to use it for an incident that I could have paid $10,000 for and just got away and then got the same exact treatment.
That's true. Man, that's crazy.
So when people start saying, oh, you need health insurance, oh, you got kids, you don't need health insurance. You need to get your fucking money right.
Yeah, I don't have health insurance. I do exactly the same thing. I chat GPT that thing, recording, and then be like, hey, what did she say? Dumb it down,
Bro.
I know.
For an 8-year-old, and dude, it worked.
And that's the beauty about AI. So I always tell people, I go, man, I use ChatGPT like if it was Alfred to Batman.
Yep. Yeah.
Like that. He works for me. Like I use him just like that. Pepper Pot to Tony Starks. And I go, this is what people should adapt. I go, the way you talk to Alexa, asking her to play music, you need to be talking to ChatGPT, not like it's a game, like it's your new professor, your new access of knowledge, if you don't like reading books, ChatGPT got you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He got you. He
That's
can
true.
dumb it down for you, and all you got to do is read it. Most people won't read. And this is where it goes right back into the Bible. My people will perish from lack of what?
Ignorant of knowledge. Knowledge.
That's true. Man, that's crazy. Like AI, if you put it to a good use, you could get so much benefits out of it. It's insane. I use it all the time. I use it to do my thumbnails. I use AI to do my scripts. I use AI to do research. And it saved me when I started doing podcasts. It took me hours of editing pictures. Now, I was telling Robert, it's like, man, I did 7 videos in 3 hours. That means the editing, thumbnails, upload it, and on social media. And I'm like, man, that would have taken me at least a week to do all of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it is like, if you put it to good use, you be productive. And the same token, you could do resume for a job. AI can do it. Brush it off, make it look nice, use Sunday words like we used to say, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
my English is basic still, even though I've been here for 20 years. But I'm like, hey, put this in an intellectual level higher than like a 4-year college degree. And it take my words, man, it make it
So
sound like a you walk on water, you know what I mean?
imagine this concept to trigger the audience once again. So you guys hear us explaining how we take advantage of artificial intelligence.
Mhm.
Imagine how what we've all have said, what artificial intelligence have done for all three of us, it has gave us more time. It has cut work time in half, and almost probably even say 80%.
Yeah.
When you look at that, the most as a speaker, so I teach financial literacy, and one of the most like well-known questions I get across North of America: how do I make time when I'm working 3 jobs? I'm a single mom. I'm this, I'm that. Like everybody, how do I have time? How do I have time? How do I have time? First of all, start keeping track of your time. Do a due diligence check on your time. Like, what do you do from the time you get up, from the time you go to sleep? And then when you start seeing what can you take out of that 24 hours, and I always tell people, how long are you sleeping? People go, oh man, I'm sleeping about 8-10 hours. What the hell?
Yeah.
How the hell you sleeping 8-10 hours in a 24-hour day and you ain't financially satisfied? Man, you're going to have to cut that shit in half. That's your sacrifice right there. Then I start asking people, let me see your screen time on your cell phone. That's another 4-5 hours sometimes, 3-4 hours they have on screen time. I go, you telling me you sleeping 8 hours, 3 hours on your phone? That's 11 hours out of 24-hour day that ain't nothing being produced.
Yep.
Then you telling me you working 10 hours. You already at 21 hours and I ain't fed you, washed your ass. You ain't prayed. You ain't tried to manifest nothing. You ain't serviced nobody. You ain't gave nothing. So the key is when you start talking about what AI does, AI allows an individual to consistently make time in an economy where that is like impossible at this point because you don't get no more time.
Exactly. That's facts.
You see?
Yeah.
So when I say 3-4 hours of some work that would normally take me 2-3 days to do, shit, guess what we doing with that time? I'm going loving on my daughters, loving on my wife, loving and doing everything that I said I would do if I had more time. If I had more time, we would take more vacation. Well, I just made more time. Let's go out to Chuck E. Cheese. Let's go out over here. Let's go do all like this. And if you're not financially set where you can go do those things, then focus on the skill set where you can be able to take that time. And now that time helps you make money. And then that money starts making money because of the time you put in. Now money making money. Now you have more time to go spend loving, caring, hugging, like to growing your family. Because right now we give time for money, most people.
Right.
And then because you don't have enough time, the money never adds up. And that's where you live in society where people are living from check to check.
That's right.
And you know, one thing that me and Julio were talking about, I wasn't long ago, but we were talking about because around all these wealthy people, I should say, one thing I noticed is they look at money not at the same way we look at money. They look at money more as a thing that needs to be moving. And they never, you know, because they always told you, at least growing up, you know, save your money, and that's the worst thing that you could do. And money needs to be moving.
Yeah, that's the saying. You know, there's a saying like money is a stool, not a tool.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a tool, not a stool.
It's a tool,
like,
not a tool. Yeah. You don't
yeah.
sit on it. Yeah, it needs to be moving, and that's how they see it. Like, you know, like for example, if I obtain $10 million, I'm not gonna save this $10 million. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to invest on something or on multiple things, and I'm gonna make this so that way I'm gonna splurge maybe like a 10% out of it, but the rest it needs to be moving. It needs to be, hey, I need to build a house, I need to do this, but just keep it moving. Or in, you know, I think you do OBG, right? Or
yes. It's like so, and that's the case. It's like when I always tell people, it's like in the 3 classes of individuals: the poor, the middle class, the wealthy. Everybody started at the same point. We all receive money at some point, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, daily, it does not matter. We all receive money. we all have a choice what we do with that money when we get it, no matter how small it is, because it also says in the Bible, be respectful and grateful and humble with the small, so when I bless you with plenty, you know what to do with it. And I'm not a Bible thumper, but I know it says something like that. Be grateful for the small, so when I bless you with something bigger, you're even the same humble. You have the same humbleness. So I always tell people, we're living in an age now where you don't have to have thousands and thousands of dollars to start learning how to participate in the foreign exchange market. You can get in the markets now with $500 to $100, like minimum, like in the beginning. After that, you can put $20 in the financial market. So I asked Julio, imagine what's the difference between the 7-Eleven Aquafina bottle and the airport Aquafina bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go. I think where you going with that. Yep.
It's the position. It's only the position. The brand didn't change. The bottle didn't change. Where it's sitting, it changed, and it costs you
Disney
more.
World. The same water in Disney World. Man, that's outrageous.
So my question to you: where's your coins? Most people don't have coins. They don't like coins in their wallets. They don't like coins in their pocket. So they have it in their cup holder in their car. They have it in a jar in their house. And I go, a penny in the foreign exchange market moves like $1. A nickel moves like 5. 25 cents moves like $25. So my question is, why are you constantly the pennies sit at the 7-Eleven when you can go put them in the financial market? And now it
God, man,
like
you just boom, man. Like come on, man. And then you make excuses. Well, I can't. I don't have time to go to the bank. Man, they got these coin machines in every freaking shopping center, and you can even transfer that directly to it. You know,
it is that so simple right now. You can literally go get a card, put money into your Cash App, take Cash App, buy Bitcoin, take Bitcoin right there, exchange it over, send it to a whole nother wallet, which is being a broker, and immediately start trading it.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna start doing that, looking through all the change I got.
And so I always tell people, I'm going, bro, you don't have to come over here with 1,000. Bring your pennies. This is the financial market. How many times do you done cashed in pennies just to go pay for something for your car? Because you know you got at least $30 worth of change over there.
Yep. Some of us have those Home Depot 5-gallon.
The 5-gallon water jugs, bro, full of coin.
Dude.
So I started saying, so it's like when people want a better relationship with God, what do you think they need to do?
They just need to get closer to Him.
So if people want to have a better relationship with money, what you think they should do?
Man.
Just that simple. Yeah. It's literally just that simple. I'm like, bro, you can't tell me you want to be a millionaire, but you're treating your pennies like shit.
Dropping gem.
Hey, that's facts though. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do after we leave this. I'm gonna be looking for all those changes.
Yeah, Rob gonna get out the college. We gonna be in I got.
Hey, I gotta make me some money.
Hey, I'm gonna be one of your followers, saying, "Hey, I got a testimony."
Over there, bro.
Yeah,
I'm teaching for free on YouTube Tuesday through Thursdays, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
I saw it last night. I saw you were live last night. I saw a little bit of it. It's pretty good.
Mr. H, I didn't know you did martial arts.
Bro, I'm a former 3-time world champion, bro.
Bro,
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I know you said it real quick. What do you do like in 8 years in the government? What kind of job do you do?
So I was a hired contractor, bro. I was a hired hand. I used to go out and seek out like almost like a bounty hunter, but we were a militia group. So we were hired to go in and train for like hand-to-hand combat, like knife training, weapons training to the Greyhound unit, who was basically charged of running the border for terrorists, from people coming in, kidnapping children.
What branch? This
was just the Indian Greyhound unit. I've done it for the Marines. I've done it for like Navy SEALs. I've done it for like so many people in America. When I got over there, I was already running international schools, kickboxing schools in Thailand, and I had one in India. So I was already kind of like moving around in that circuit already. So when they basically offered me to come train like politician details, this is how it started. I trained a politician detail who ended up getting elected, so he was in power for like 4 years. He got assassinated. So his whole thing kind of like went sour, and everybody went to different sectors, and then that's how I got with the Indian Police Academy. From the Police Academy, I got in with the actual Greyhound unit, which is like the badasses of the Indian government, who go out and retrieve kids, go out do solo missions. So I have like total like.
Oh man, like the movie Extraction. Look at you go.
Bro, it's exactly like the movie Extraction. So
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
it's exactly like the movie Extraction without all of the Hollywood type thing.
Yeah.
But I've done like 22 missions, like how he went and got that kid, like that. I've probably got, we did over maybe like 300 children in 8 years.
Man, we need one of these days, if it's up to you, man, do a podcast where you explain just one story, man.
Yeah, bro. I tell stories all the time, bro. So like people love that shit, man. It's like, especially when
Well, you have to do it in person. When you get healed up.
Yeah.
We talking.
Nah, he
you
can
come
go
over
to my
here.
boot. Nah.
You can sit over here in the studio. you can sit over here in the studio. And we can talk shit because I did around 18 years in the army. So
that's amazing.
So my question for you now that I'm trying to integrate some of my second passion, which is go to range shooting, all this stuff. What is your EDC? What is your everyday carry?
Oh, I have a Beretta, bro. I got my little Beretta. I keep my little Beretta on me. And I'm
you got a 92?
Yeah. So I'm more of a knife guy. So I'm like
man,
guns are just too loud. I keep it for safety because I have my daughters.
Right.
But I'm more of a knife guy. I'm more of a
hand to hand.
Select, slice them up a little bit, get the warning, versus putting a couple in the air and then shooting in the leg. Like I'm just like, I'll slice someone in a second because I know I'll get in less trouble for slicing than I would if I just stab,
Right.
Well, in Texas, we're out here in Texas, so they actually recommend you to shoot to kill. If you
for sure.
Kill them.
I used to teach the classes. This is the first thing I used to say. If you pull it, use it and be the last one to tell the story. If you don't understand that and you don't like that, then this is not the class for you.
Yeah,
hey, Robert.
Exactly what they taught us.
Hey, Rob, before we go, what is your favorite carry, Robert? What do you carry the most?
Oh, I if I could, yeah. Okay, so I made this. I like to carry a Glock.
All right.
A Glock 17. But recently here, after the whole COVID thing, I couldn't find no 9mm. So, and I really desperately needed bullets. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll see what I get. And I see nothing but 40mm and 10mm. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me a 40mm. The biggest mistake, bro. I got a compact. Man, I shot that thing. Man, it's horrible. The recoil is nasty. And I carry that for right now, though.
Yeah. My favorite is I got the Canic. I use Canic, the Micro, the Meta, NC9. I like that. I have another one. I have a full size. I have the Combat Elite SC. I like it, but I use it more in the range, just to practice. But I use my Micro to carry. And for home defense, I have a 12.5 5.56 that I use with a can. It's nimble. I don't like 7. I don't like the 10-inch. I like the 12.5 because I get the best velocity, but it is short enough so I can corner.
It's short enough. Yeah. I like that as well.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I have a lot of katanas in my house. I got a lot of I got a lot of weapons in my house, man. I got a whole collection of I have a blacksmith out of South Dakota. You guys remember the blade that Eli used, that Denzel Washington used on the?
Oh yeah.
I have that blade.
Oh,
blade.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta do a whole section of showing
Bro,
off
I'm
your.
telling y'all, when I get back to Vegas, because now I'm kind of stuck here. I was gonna be back on the 27th, and then I'm gonna be in my pocket. I'll be in my whole little spot. But now I'm here to the 6th now because I have surgery on the 24th. Then I get the stitches removed and then put in a boot on the January the 5th, and then I'm gonna be able to go home and find therapy in Vegas and stuff like that. But I wanted to get everything here. But man, in my studio, man, I got you'll be amazed the weapons I can show you guys, man. if I wasn't like in this situation, I brought weapons with me. I travel with weapons, so I'm like,
Look, for the viewers, this is the sword he's talking about right here. That
So,
is dope right
yes,
here. Look at
yes,
that.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
man.
that is a sweet thing right there.
Man.
Yeah. So I have that, man, and I had it. He forged it right there, bro. So I caught it. It was like red, and it was just, man, it was beautiful. It was
nice.
beautiful.
Man, you know, the only martial arts that me and my daughter, we still practice. I'm not as good yet, but it's Wing Chun. And, you know, I like practicing a little bit of that. And, you know, I say I want to get serious. My Sifu, he's probably going to watch this and be like, yeah, you need to get serious. But I like them tortillas, man, you know?
I'm asking my mama because my mama, she had my first amateur Muay Thai belt. This was, I think it was like Muay Thai 2006. I'm asking her. Hold on, let me call her.
Yeah, that's
she's
badass.
downstairs. I'm like, where you at? My belt's still in here somewhere.
Yeah. So Robert, what do you have in your house as a home defense? You still have your M9, your 40, or you have a rifle or shotgun?
I have a SIG AR.
You still have my title belt in here? The purple.
5.56.
Oh, you have a SIG?
But yesterday, yeah, a SIG. But yesterday, I was.
You need to get a can though.
Dude, this is what, because my anniversary was yesterday, right? My wife wants to get me that Alpha Max, that AR-15 pistol. And we're probably gonna go look at try and get that tomorrow. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It's an AR-15 pistol. I mean, there's some mixed reviews, you know, but hey, I want to try it. It's considered a pistol, so here we go. But it's a 5.56.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Make sure you put a can on it because that motherfuckers are loud.
They loud, bro.
Yeah, when they showed it like 7-inch, 10-inch, man, you're gonna like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. You put a can on it though.
Yeah, bro. Y'all look at this. My mom just brought it in. This was my very first world title when I was just
Look at that.
2006. Look at that.
Hey!
Where do you where was that? Where do you get that title?
So this was in Des Moines, Iowa, and the IKF World Classic Amateur Kickboxing Championships. And then I entered into the 195 Muay Thai division. Like that.
Oh man. So Mr. H can over there break trees with his shins, man. That's crazy.
Bro, I'm telling you, so imagine when I was in India, and not only what we were doing as work, I ran martial arts studios over there. So we had people coming from like all over India, like showing their martial arts and stuff like that. So, bro, you should see some of the guys that just literally does like just functional chi. Like they believe in striking with chi, they believe in like defense with chi, your energy, their motion, like all of that good stuff. Bro, I'm telling you, some of the things that these guys were doing that you will see that Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and like it,
or that movie, what was it? I know this is, a lot of the viewers probably don't know about this, but Kickboxing with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, Bloodsport, yeah.
Bloodsport, bro. Some of the things that these guys are capable to do with just demonstration, it's like unreal, bro. It's like unreal. Like they have doctors in India that are pure holistic practitioners, and the only tool they have in their actual office is their hands.
Wow.
And they're using electrical stimulations, and bro, and they're like shocking people with their fingers and shit, bro. That's like crazy. I've got therapy where I'm thinking I'm gonna go get infrared therapy, and the guy's like touching me with his fingers on my calves, bro, and like shocking the shit out of me.
And you know, hey, dude, I believe it, dude. I believe it because again, you know, a lot of these stories are, I guess stories that myths that they tell you, it comes from some form of reality somewhere. And these little villages and all this stuff, I mean, you have people there that's been living like 100 plus
bro, we
years.
definitely got to do this again, man. And like,
I know.
This was
man,
good.
we can dive in so many stories. We got stories for days, man. I'm telling you.
I love it.
All right. Hey, brother. Thank you so much. A happy holidays. Also, speedy recovery because I know it's, man, I'm 46 too, man. I played basketball with my boy Jerry like 4 months ago. My knees were shot for a whole week.
Bro, I'm telling you. And so imagine I'm like doing a triple like a triple threat and like showing them like a jab step. Like, bro, you take the ball, you like rip through, and you just jab this. So I did the first one. The minute I just did the second one, the pop happened.
Hey, it's like that show, right? When they're like, I'm gonna jump off the step, I'm 42, and the ambulance comes.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you. I swear, bro. And imagine
whole
it happened so fast, I thought it was my shoe. I thought my shoe, like the heel of my shoe did like this. That's why I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I looked down and I saw my shoe was still good. And then when I just went to step and then my foot felt like this.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh,
I was
man.
3 hours off the plane, 3.5 hours off the plane, bro. I said, this is what my ass get. And you know what's so crazy? Before we go, my mama looked at me and she said, son, you haven't seen your daughters in 2 weeks. And look how happy they are to see you. Why are you going to go to the gym with your nephew? You can do this any other day. Stay here and play with your baby because you're going to go over there and get hurt. The whole time I was at the emergency room, she was like, I told your ass. You know, my mom telling me straight up, I told your ass, you should just set your ass down. Thinking you 20-something years old and now you 40, your old ass. Look at you now.
All right, man. Hey, Mr. Holistic, Jesse, appreciate it, brother.
God bless you guys.
God bless you too. Take care. If you kind enough, just follow Jesse at Mr. Holistic 888. You can find it on Instagram. Big following, always throwing videos, dropping gems, man, the whole 9 yards. So you go ahead, follow him. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Happy weekend. Happy holidays. Love your family. Love